what is the best thing to do if you're having uncontrollable hunger, cravings, and just a hard time staying motivated to follow your meal plan? I get this question a lot, and I just wanted to make this video to share with you what's been working the best and helping clients the most. So I want to start off with the solution. For those of you who that's all you need is the right strategy and logical explanation, then you'll be able to take action right away. For those of you who need to go deeper, listen to this and then keep listening, because I'll speak to you in more detail next. So starting off with the right strategy, whenever you make a nutritional change, especially in a deficit, it takes about 2 weeks for the body and stomach to adapt. The stomach will actually start to shrink, so then you'll feel full easier, right? You won't feel hungry anymore. So it takes about 2 weeks to adapt. So in that adaptation period, I'm going to give you a quick hunger hacks to get through that. So first off, what you focus on is how you feel. So the best thing that you can do is not focus on being hungry, but keep yourself busy. So instead of feeling hungry, try to do something, right? Go for a walk, whatever. So kind of have your habits programmed that instead of being hungry and then going to the kitchen, you get hungry and you go take a walk. You go do whatever, right? Start folding laundry. That's the first one. The next one is without adding additional calories. Sometimes, like throughout the day, if you're following your meal plan, you'll get hungry at certain times pretty predictably. So instead of like adding calories, take away calories like from dinner or later in the day and move it up to that time where you get hungry. Or so maybe you get hungry late at night. So instead of eating in the morning, move those calories later at night. So not adding calories or adding more, just move it from one time to the other. So that'll allow you to kind of prevent getting hungry and be like proactive about it. The next thing is to just drink more water when you feel hungry, because sometimes there's like periods where you get a little hungry and all you have to do is push through it and then the hunger goes away. So drinking water is a great habit to, one, just keep you feeling full and hydrated anyways. It's a good habit to do. And so try replacing water with, and just kind of push through that hunger period. So water is a great way to do that. The next thing is, if you're still hungry after drinking water, have 0-calorie snacks available at all times. So like celery, cucumber, broccoli, 0-calorie Jell-O, 0-calorie Gatorade, things that have flavor that you actually enjoy, so that when you're bored, you're hungry, or you just feel like munching on something, those are things that you can eat that won't negate your deficit and will continue to help you lose body fat, but just kind of suppress that hunger until you get to your next meal. And then lastly, if you're just absolutely ravenous and hungry, you can't handle it, I'd rather you get in the habit of eating more protein than anything else. So have another protein bar or Greek yogurt, source of protein, high protein, low fat, low carbs, because protein is going to keep you feeling full longer, and typically that's what we need more of anyway, so we can build muscle and continue to increase your metabolism. So those are what I would recommend to start implementing right now. Implement one or all of those, because they all kind of go together in terms of, it's like in order: first, drink water; second, have 0-calorie snacks; and then third, have protein. And that way you can just start changing those habits right away. So now, if you need more, if that's all you need, then just take action right away. Now, if we need to go deeper, then keep listening. So the biggest thing to remember is that if you want to lose body fat, it means we have to be in a deficit. Okay, that means a deficit means you're burning more calories than you're intaking. So that means the goal is actually to be hungry. Like, we want to be hungry. If you're not hungry, it just means you're probably at a maintenance or a surplus and you're not losing body fat. But if you want to lose body fat, then it means you have to want to be hungry and look forward to it. Okay? So that's where we get to decide the meaning and interpretation of how we feel. So when you feel biologically hungry, some people interpret that as like survival mode, like they might die or never get a meal ever again, and therefore they go and they eat something, right? That's the habit that they're in, because they're like, they get all scared or whatever it is, right? So we want to switch that meaning of feeling hungry to like it's something that's where it's exciting. Like, I'm reaching my goals right now. I'm in fat burning mode, right? And I'll just eat my next meal when it's time. So we want to switch it from like reactionary to just being in control. Like, I'll eat when it's time. See the difference? So far we've covered the strategies that you can implement right now, and how to be aware of how you feel and change the meaning that puts you in control, and kind of the logic of it. So let's go a little bit deeper on how to stay motivated long term. So as humans, we're motivated to do things based on if we can predict that action or habit will give us pain or pleasure. Okay? If we think that eating ice cream or whatever, insert your favorite food, late at night with TV is a fun thing to do, you're going to want to do it. Now, if you think that eating ice cream and watching TV late at night will give you a rush of glycogen from all the sugar and stimulate your brain so that you won't be able to go to sleep for hours, you'll get terrible sleep, you'll feel awful in the morning, you'll have no energy to do the things that you wanted to do, and it completely ruins the next day, then you probably won't want to do it, right? So that's the trick, is to associate the bad habits and bad foods with bad feelings and kind of reprogram that instead of just, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a great time, right? So if you can predict the future pain it's going to cause you and think and focus on that, it'll help you stay motivated as opposed to always feeling like, oh, I have to sacrifice all my favorite foods, right? No, if the way you get yourself to actually want to do something is to focus on the benefits that you'll get from doing the things that you ultimately need to do to reach your goal, okay? And that leads me to the next topic that I wanted to cover, which is how to identify the trigger or pattern that causes you to self-sabotage. So are you eating, ice cream or whatever late at night because you associate, football or watching TV with that food? Does it kind of go together, right? Are you doing it because it goes together? Are you eating or whatever because you're bored? Or is it emotional eating? Like, what's the pattern that triggers you to do something? Because once you identify that pattern, we can change it. We can reprogram it to what we want it to be. So if we realize that associating TV, a baseball game, or just doing something fun has to include bad foods, alcohol, then what we need to do is substitute that bad association with good ones. Sometimes it's hard to just eliminate a habit. It's easier to just replace it, okay? So when your favorite TV show comes on, or whatever your trigger is here, right? Get 0-calorie flavored Gatorade, Jell-O, instead of drinking soda, right? Get cucumber, celery to munch on while you're watching it instead of bad or junk food. Because those foods will nourish your body instead of sabotage it, right? So if you start thinking about what triggers you and then start reprogramming those habits one at a time, you'll be able to change, associations and change your any triggers that you have, and ultimately this will eventually lead to just changing your entire pattern. Okay? Your habits will be in alignment with what your goals are to get you where you want to be. So your homework is to start implementing one or all of the strategies that I started off with, because at the end of the day, you can analyze everything forever, but it just comes down to taking action, making changes, and that will help you create the body and life that you want.